Alright, so we are live again. ठीक है, जय श्री राम everyone. So we are live on day 17 and today again we are going to learn about Python. Okay, normal Python and अभी थोड़ी आवाज़ ज़्यादा बेटर आ रही होगी. ठीक है, तो चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. एंड कल तक अभी तक हमने पढ़ा क्या हमने अभी तक पढ़ा लिस्ट, टपल्स, डिक्शनरीज, ट्री क्या होते हैं, म्यूटेबल होते हैं, उनको हम चेंज कर सकते हैं. वेयरएज स्ट्रिंग, इंटीजर एंड सेट, उनको हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते. राइट, तो ये हो गया हमारा जो हमने अभी तक पढ़ा है. लेट मी ओपन माय VS कोड. Yes, let me share my screen as well. Yes, VS कोड ओपन नहीं हुआ भाई. कहाँ गया VS कोड? चलो जी, VS कोड भी आ गया. ठीक है, अभी स्टार्ट करेंगे. हाँ, तो ये कल हमने किया था लिस्ट वाला, कॉपी वाला. तो अगर आपको ये वापस देखना है तो कल वाली वीडियो के अंदर जाकर आप वापस देख सकते हो. कूल. चलो, अभी वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद द मोर ऑन लिस्ट्स एंड बस ये 3 वीडियोज़ और है. उसके बाद में हमारा ये वीक भी ख़त्म हो जाएगा. कूल. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. उसके बाद में क्वेश्चन बनाएंगे मस्त वाले. ठीक है, पैंडास पे भी काम करेंगे हम. पांडास पे भी काम करेंगे हम, क्योंकि अदरवाइज डेटा साइंस सिर्फ स्क्रिप्टिंग सीखने से डेटा साइंस कंप्लीट नहीं होता. मतलब काफ़ी कुछ पढ़ना पड़ता है. पांडास उनमें से एक है, सबसे मेन है पांडास, नमपाई. वहीं से तो सीखोगे कि कैसे डेटा फ्रेम बनाते हैं, कैसे डेटा फ्रेम को रीड करते हैं थ्रू CSV फाइल. मतलब कैसे CSV फाइल को रीड करते हैं, pd.read.csv. हाँ भैया, तो फिर वही हुआ. तो चलो शुरू करते हैं. अभी के लिए ये ख़त्म करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद में पांडास पे आएंगे. कूल. चलो इसको ओपन कर लेता हूँ, अदरवाइज कमेंट नहीं दिखाएंगे. यस, चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं. ई स्टार्ट. आवाज नहीं आ रही भाई.
Hello Python students. It's been 2 weeks we have using lists, and I'm sure by now you all must have got comfortable with lists. So this is the good time to introduce some advanced concepts related to lists. So let's start with operations on lists. Let's look at this particular code. L1 is a list with 3 elements 1 to 3. L2 is another list with 3 elements 10, 20, 30. And then we have done some new operation. It looks interesting because we have used plus operator with 2 lists. We know we can use plus operator to add 2 numbers, or we can use the plus operator to concatenate 2 strings. But here we are using the same plus operator to concatenate 2 lists. In line number 3 we have written L1 plus L2, whereas in line number 4 we have written L2 plus L1. The sequence of 2 operands for this plus operator is different. Let's execute. In first case it prints 1, 2, 3 followed by 10, 20.
कर लिया था शायद.
Of course, we can simply use multiplication operator along with this list 3 expression over here. This is happening because computer compares two.
क्या कल कर लिया था ये? हाँ, ये रहा. 1 is less than 2, that's why it's true. 1 is equals to 1, but here 2 is greater because यहाँ पे तो second element है ही नहीं. ठीक है, that's why it's true. Then comes 2 is less than 3. First element check करेंगे, which is less than 3. Then this is true. Then this is no element here, and here we have 1. So null is always less than 1. That's why true. Cool. ये पढ़ा हुआ है हमने कल, ये पढ़ लिया था. 5x10 ये L1 10 is equals to 100. Yes, ये भी कल हमने किया था. And I have given a great example कि कैसी
both
लड़कियों के
variable
चक्कर में नहीं पढ़ना होता है, ठीक है। चलो ये भी हो गया हमारा। अब 6.5 काफ़ी जल्दी पढ़ रहे हैं यार, मोर ऑन टपल्स। चलो चलो अब 10 सेकंड के लिए स्किप कर लेना, क्योंकि मेरे को देखना है कि लाइव के अंदर कितने बंदे आ रहे हैं। काफ़ी चलो, और कमेंट के लिए इधर आ जाएगा, ठीक है। चलो जी कंटिन्यू करते हैं।
Python students. In previous lecture, we discussed about some advanced concepts related to list. We will continue on those same lines, and in this lecture, we will discuss some concepts related to tuples. Although lists and tuples are very similar, but they have one major difference related to mutability. I hope you remember list is a mutable, whereas tuples are immutable. As tuples are immutable, we cannot modify the values inside tuple once the tuple is created. Tuple may not allow us to modify its values, but still we can perform various operations on tuples. We can access elements in the tuple using their index. We can perform slicing operation on tuples, similar like lists or strings. We can iterate over tuples. Tuple also provides methods like list, except methods like append, remove, insert, pop for obvious reason, which is correct. Tuple is immutable. As we have seen earlier, most of the times we use list in our Python programs, and that's what most of the programmers do. They hardly use tuples anywhere while writing a Python code. So now you must be wondering, if we are not going to use tuples while writing Python programs, then why we are even studying it? And the reason is, we may not use tuples directly in our Python programs, but still Python programming language use tuples extensively for various different operations. And the most common application of tuple is packing and unpacking. Let's see some examples of Python programs where Python language use tuple for packing and unpacking. Let's look at this Python code. T is equal to 1, 2, 3. Print T and then type of T. On the contrary, we are doing x, y, z is equal to T and then printing x, y and z. Let's first execute this code and then we'll see how tuples are involved in this particular code. As you can see, while writing this particular code, we simply wrote these three numbers separated by comma. We did not create a tuple of these values. We all know tuples are created using these round brackets, which are not there in this Python code. But still, computer converted these three values into a tuple and initialized this tuple to variable t. This is the place where we are packing these three values into a single entity called tuple. On the other hand, when we say x, y, z is equal to t, we are unpacking this tuple into three independent integer values. Because of that, this second print statement is printing three independent integers. This is the place where unpacking is happening. Let's look at one more similar example. X is equal to 5, y is equal to 10. And then x, y is equal to y, x. We have seen this kind of expression in earlier weeks. And if you remember, it simply swaps the values of x, y with each other. The output is 10, 5 instead of 5, 10. This is not a new concept. But one part which we did not notice earlier is when we say x, y is equal to y, x, Python is actually packing these two variables y and x into a tuple and then unpacking it on the left hand side. Before closing this lecture, let's look at few very interesting examples using tuple. Let's look at this code. L is equal to a list with one element inside, print L, type of L. T is equal to round bracket, one element inside it, print T, type T. Can you predict what will be the output of this code? Let's execute and see. Is that the output which you predicted, or is it different? With first print statement, we are getting a list with one element and type is list, which is alright. But in second line, it says 10 as a single value instead of a tuple.
It should have comma, that's why. I'm more interested in this one, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to print the type of t, which should be tuple. Yes, okay. And if I do x, y, z is equals to t, and I want to print just y, cool, let's do x, z, 2 and 3, cool, good. And what else? X is equals to tuple 40, print type of x. But if I'll do y is equals to same 40 but with comma. Now print type of y. So first one is int, second one is tuple. We need to add this comma. Okay,
and type is integer. And that is the interesting part of tuple. Whenever you use these brackets to create a tuple and you add only one element inside it, Python consider it as a single value instead of a tuple. Therefore, in order to create a tuple with a single element inside, we have to add one comma after this but with list as a value inside it. Now let's play with this tuple. T of 0 is equal to a new list which is 10, 20, which means we are trying to replace this list 1, 2 with 10, 20. Let's execute. As expected, we got an error. It says tuple object does not support item assignment. We are getting this error because tuples are immutable. That is fine, which means we cannot modify values of tuples. But can we modify a value of a list which is inside a tuple? Let's try that. T00 is equal to 10. T0 is this list, and again 0 is this element 1. We are trying to replace this 1 with 10. Let's execute. It worked, which means tuple's immutability principle does not stop us from modifying the value of a list which is inside a tuple. Let me repeat.
so it's like we have a tuple t, okay, and the element inside this is 1 2 3. Okay. Now one more element is object which is 1 2 3. Okay, so now this particular element is in the tuple, cool, but this particular element is in the tuple. Okay, this is also in the tuple, but this whole element is an object, and maybe it is pointing out to a particular location which is okay. Now you cannot change this because this is fixed location, right? So this will be 64. Let's suppose the location is 64. Okay, in some memory allocation the location is 64. Cool. Now when you came into that particular list, so now this is mutable, right? This is immutable, that we know, that tuple is immutable. Okay, but list is mutable, and we are not changing any location here. We are changing location of that particular color list. So if I remove this 4 and apply here 10, it will be valid. So that's how you do it. Print, no print. We are going to assign x is equals to, let's suppose 40. Now t comma 0 1 2 3 3, and in 3 I'm going to take the second element which is 1, index is 1, and I'm going to assign it as x, and that's it. Print t 40. Cool.
We cannot modify tuple value, and inside list we have 3 values. As we know, both are tuples, therefore both are immutable. But the first tuple, which is t1, is hashable as well, whereas the second tuple t2 is not hashable. The term hashable is related to hashing, so we will not go into those details. Instead, I will explain this term in simple words. If the values inside tuple are also immutable, then the tuple is considered as hashable. Whereas if values inside tuple are mutable, then tuple is referred as non-hashable. Remember this term hashable. We are going to refer this again in our next lecture.
Hashable. Okay. So hashable, element in tuple is immutable, can't change them. Okay. Whereas non-hashable, now element in tuple is mutable. इम्यूटेबल कब होगा? जब कोई दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट आ जाएगा अंदर. कूल. चलो, कोई कमेंट नहीं आया, ठीक है. ओके.
Which is related to dictionaries. Thank you for watching this lecture.
more on dictionary, and then more on sets. Cool.
Hello Python students. After list and tuple, next one is dictionary. List use square bracket, tuple use round bracket, whereas dictionary use curly bracket. In addition to that, every dictionary element follow a standard structure which is referred as key value pair, which means every dictionary element has to be written in this particular structure, which has two components separated by colon. The left hand side of colon is referred as key, whereas right hand side of colon is referred as value. If you want to access a particular value in a dictionary, we can do so by using key associated against that value. Therefore, every key in a dictionary has to be a unique value, whereas duplication is allowed for values. So the next question is, apart from this, what all things we can use as...
You want to create duplicate keys. Let's see what error it will return. Okay, so there is one dictionary D1 and I'm going to make it as, let's suppose, India 100. Okay, then Israel, let's suppose 99. Okay, then Pakistan. I'm talking about IQ here. Okay, yeah, that would be better. Okay, but some other guy came and he told me that no, you are wrong here, it should be around -2. Okay, now whether it should return any error or not, let's see. Print D1. It didn't take this one. Why? Because this is the truth, right? We don't know. I don't know. Pakistan, yes, spelling is correct, key is correct. Okay, so whatever the key is used in the end, maybe that one it is taking. Let's use Pakistan again, and now this time I'm going to use -1 and let's run it. Now it's -1 come. Okay, and if I use Pakistan, let's suppose I'm using small p. Now it's a different key here and I'm going to use here, let's suppose -15. Now both of the Pakistan came because the key is different. Okay, so lowercase and uppercase matters a lot, but if it is capital letter, okay, now I already have removed small p, then why it is coming? Yeah, now it's good. So in the key, if earlier your key is 11, then it came to -2, then it came to -1, then it came to -15, we are going to take the -15 one, the last one. Okay, it's not about the values, it's about the key which has defined in the end. We are going to take that one. If it is, let's suppose some miracle happened, okay, and it has become, let's suppose, 33, because miracle has also some limits, right? It cannot go beyond the limits. And let's see now, see 33, so the end point. Okay, although such miracle doesn't happen, but cool. Let's name it as IQ, and here again IQ, sorry, yep, cool. Better, cool. Now let's start again.
As a dictionary key, can we use an integer as a dictionary key? Yes, we can use integer as a dictionary key. Float, yes. Boolean, yes. String, yes. List, no, because list is mutable. Another dictionary Once again, no, because dictionary is also mutable. Then what about tuples? Can we use tuple as a dictionary key? And the answer is yes and no. Yes, because tuple is immutable, hence it can be used as a dictionary key. But at the same time, no, because tuple allows you to have mutable values inside it. We have seen such an example in previous lecture, and that time I asked you to remember one term called hashable. So in other words, a dictionary key has to be immutable and hashable, which means all such tuples which do not have any mutable entity inside it are allowed as dictionary keys. Alright, then what about values? What all things we can use as value? Integer, float, boolean, string, list, tuple, dictionary, anything else? And the answer is all of the above. Dictionary value can be anything. There is no restriction on it. And as it's a mutable entity, all the different properties which we have studied with list related to mutability are also applicable to dictionaries. Which means if you want to copy a dictionary, you have to explicitly use copy method. Otherwise, you know what will happen. In addition to that, if we want to pass dictionary as an argument to a function, it will be passed as correct, call by reference. Now as these all basics of dictionary are covered, let's move to the next point.
Wait a second, what is call by reference? I need to see that. Call by reference versus call by reference and call by address. Yes. Call by reference and call by address are two methods used in programming language, particularly C++, to pass arguments to function. Here a detailed comparison of these two methods. Call by address. In this method, the address of an argument is copied, okay, to the formal parameter of the function. This means any changes made to the parameter inside the function will affect the original argument. It will affect the original argument. It will affect the original argument in both. This means any changes made to the parameter inside the function. This means any changes made to the parameter inside the function will affect the original argument. Then what is the difference then? The memory allocation for the actual and formal parameters is the same, but here it is different. The memory allocation for the actual and formal parameter is different. Okay, the memory allocation for the actual and formal parameters is same. All operations inside the function are performed on the value stored at the address of the actual parameter. Same, it's very much same. And any modification will be stored at the same address. Very many things are same actually. Key difference, yes. In call by address, the address of argument is copied to the formal parameter, while in a call by reference, the reference to the argument is copied. Here address of the argument is copied, and here reference to the argument is copied to the formal parameter. Okay, the memory allocation for actual and formal parameter differs in call by address, while it's same in call by reference. The memory allocation for actual and formal parameters differs in call by address, while it's same in the call by reference. In both methods, any changes made to the parameter inside the function will affect the original argument. Yes, the choice between call by address and call by reference depends on the specific requirement of your program. In call by value, a copy of variable is passed, whereas in call by reference, a variable itself is passed. Now this is much better. In call by value, the copy of the variable will be passed, whereas in call by reference, the variable itself will be passed. ठीक है कॉल बाय वैल्यू के अंदर जो कॉपी है वो पास होगी, whereas कॉल बाय रेफरेंस के अंदर बंदा खुद पास होगा. चलो जी.
How to iterate over a dictionary? Let's see that using an example. Dictionary D and
यार ये तो बहुत इजी है यार. 0 1 क्यों लिख रहे हो? डायरेक्ट कोई की लिखो तब मजा आएगा.
this is how we can print the entire dictionary. Print all the keys of the dictionary can be accessed using its key, like this. This is important. 3 different methods: d.keys, d.values, d.items. Let's execute and observe. Third one in the list is a tuple, and that tuple holds 2 elements, key as well as watching this lecture. Happy learning.
तो हमने थोड़े दिन पहले एक ये कोड लिखा था इन्यूमरेट वाला. ठीक है, क्या था वो कोड? फॉर आई इन नो 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 सो हमने क्या किया था, डिक्शनरी बनाते हैं सबसे पहले. D1 इज इक्वल्स टू, चलो जी क्या साइन करें बोलो. कार्तिक. कार्तिक कौन है? कार्तिक इज बेस्ट पर्सन. चलो, best data scientist, not the best person, best data scientist. Next is some random person. Let's suppose Rohan, and he is just little better actually than Kartik. Okay, no one is better than Kartik. 99. Then Rohan is there, then any Hari comes. Okay, Hari is good, so infinity, 1000, anything. Now I want to run iteration here. I want to run a loop here. How I'm going to do it? For I in enumerate D1, print I, but here k. Okay, and this should be items. Cool. Now I is also will be printed, and sorry, let me print k only. Okay, and it should return it like this, like first Kartik, then Rohan, then Hari. Let's print it out. Chalo, sorted. Print k. I'll do comma b, and yep, what will happen now? It gave me an error. Okay, and now only keys. So these brackets matters, because if I don't apply these brackets, now that particular item will be stored into k and v will be empty, and that's why it throws an error, not enough values to unpack. Okay, when I will apply these round brackets, now item will be unpacked in k and v. Okay, so this is how you can print k, v and I as well. So I will tell you the index 0 1 2 0 1 2. Cool. चलो हो गया. So ऐसे कर देंगे हम iterate way using enumerate.
Hello Python students. In this lecture, we will discuss fourth component of Python, pattern attributes. Second, set is an unordered entity, which means we cannot say that this element 1 is at 0th index or it's the first element in set. And because of that, if we try to execute something like this, a computer will give us an error. Set object is not subscriptable. As I mentioned, sets do not have a notion of order. Set is simply a collection of values. Third, With respect to mutability, set is peculiar. Set itself is mutable, but every value inside set has to be immutable and hashable. Which means you can add values into a set, but whatever values which we add, those values has to be immutable. Hence, we cannot add a list or a dictionary or a tuple containing a list or a dictionary to a set, because then it will not be immutable as well as hashable. Apart from this, we can iterate over a set. Moving to the next point, which is set methods. The concept of set in Python is derived from mathematical sets. Therefore, Python set also support all those operations which we usually perform using mathematical sets like subset, superset, union, intersection, difference, and so on. All these mathematical operations can be implemented using Python sets in two different ways, either using a specific operator or using set methods. Let's look at few such examples. Look at this code. Print a dot is subset b. Let's execute, and the answer is true because a is a subset of b. Similarly, we can check superset as well. Now the answer is false. A is not a superset of b. In fact, it's other way around. Next mathematical operation is union. As I mentioned earlier, Python can perform these mathematical operations in two different ways. First, using a method, or second, using a specific operator. And this is the operator for union. Let's execute. In both cases, we are getting same output as expected. Let's try intersection. Once again, this is the operator for intersection, or we can use set method. Let's try one more operation, difference. Difference method and difference operator. Let's execute, and we got the result. In this case, it actually performs a minus b. Thank you for watching this lecture. Happy learning.
Cool. This is done. Intersection is done. Union is done. What else was there?
Thank you for watching this lecture.
Difference. Difference is done. Cool. Collections summary. ये छोटा हुआ. अरे काफ़ी अच्छा है. चलो पढ़ते हैं इसको. सो प्रॉपर्टी है हमारे पास में नोटेशन, क्रिएशन, म्यूटेबिलिटी, ओके, टाइप ऑफ एलिमेंट. अच्छा ठीक है. तो देखो नोटेशन ऑफ लिस्ट कैसा है. ये वाला ब्रैकेट क्लोज ब्रैकेट बोलते हैं. फिर ये हो गया राउंड ब्रैकेट टपल का. फिर यहाँ पे होता है कीज़ एंड वैल्यूज़ एंड कर्ली ब्रेसेस फॉर डिक्शनरी. ठीक है, कर्ली ब्रेसेस आएंगे बट कोई की वैल्यू नहीं होगा, कोई मतलब सिर्फ एलिमेंट्स होंगे यहाँ पे. दैट्स इट, दैट्स अ सेट. ठीक है. क्रिएशन के लिए लिस्ट फिर कर दो, फिर टपल कर दो, फिर डिक्ट कर दो, फिर सेट कर दो. ये सबका सेम है. ठीक है, बस नाम डिफरेंट डिफरेंट है. एंड दैट एज पर देयर पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट. कूल. म्यूटेबिलिटी, लिस्ट म्यूटेबल है, चेंज हो सकता है. टपल अनम्यूटेबल है, इम्यूटेबल है, चेंज नहीं हो सकता. डिक्शनरी म्यूटेबल है, चेंज हो सकता है. सेट म्यूटेबल है. अरे वेट अ सेकेंड. हमने यहाँ पे लिखा था यार, कहाँ गया. हैशेबल, नॉन हैशेबल, इम्यूटेबल, ये रहा. हाँ, तो लिस्ट, डिक्शनरी एंड सेट तीनों क्या है, म्यूटेबल है, चेंज हो सकता है. वही इसने बोला. किसने? इसने. म्यूटेबल, म्यूटेबल, म्यूटेबल. ठीक है. टाइप ऑफ एलिमेंट विच कैन बी स्टोर्ड, एनी, हैशेबल ओनली. सॉरी, कीज शुड बी हैशेबल वेयर एज वैल्यू कैन बी एनी. एंड सेट के अंदर सिर्फ हैशेबल चीज़ें आएगी. ठीक है, जिन्हें आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो. यही है ना. 2 मिनट वापस जाने दो यार. इधर हैशेबल वाला कहाँ गया. ये रहा हैशेबल. एलिमेंट इन टप्पल इज इम्यूटेबल. एलिमेंट इन टप्पल इज म्यूटेबल. कूल. ठीक है. नाउ डुप्लीकेट एलिमेंट्स. ऑर्डर ऑफ एलिमेंट, ऑर्डर्ड, ऑर्डर्ड, अनऑर्डर्ड, अनऑर्डर्ड. ओके, लेट मी चेक दिस. सेट मैं कोई भी बनाता हूँ. ठीक है, तो ये है सेट 4 एंड दैट इज़ 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ठीक है, ऑर्डर्ड है. लेकिन जब मैं इसको प्रिंट करता हूँ, प्रिंट सेट 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. सही तो है भाई, सही तो है भाई. ये भी ऑर्डर्ड आ रहा है, बार बार ऑर्डर्ड आ रहा है. चलो टपल के अंदर नहीं आता हुआ 4 5 6 7 8 4 5 6 7 8 4 5 6 7 8 ये क्या बकचोदी हो रही है? Duplicate elements allowed keys not allowed. Oh, duplicate elements, yes, we have just checked and we have taken the Pakistan's example. Cool. Chalo, not allowed and operations, yes. Add, update, delete in list, yes, you can do. Tuple, no, you can't, it's immutable. Then comes dictionary, it's mutable. So keys, add, delete, values, add, update, delete, yeah, everything is there. Okay. Set, add and delete is there. Operations, indexing, slicing and iteration. स्लाइसिंग का मैंने पढ़ाया था, ठीक है, इन्होंने नहीं पढ़ाया था, मैंने पढ़ाया था, याद रखना. हाइड्रेशन, यस, इन्होंने अच्छे से पढ़ाया. इंडेक्सिंग, यस, हमने मिल के पढ़ा, ठीक है. सेम गोज फॉर दिस, इंडेक्सिंग, स्लाइसिंग एंड आइट्रेशन फॉर टपल. ओके. नाउ कम्स डिक्शनरी. डिक्शनरी के अंदर सिर्फ आइट्रेशन होगा, स्लाइसिंग नहीं कर सकते. इंडेक्सिंग कर सकते हैं बट इन्यूमरेट लगेगा, राइट. एंड सेट के अंदर आइट्रेशन होता है, ठीक है. सॉर्टिंग, पॉसिबल, नॉट पॉसिबल, पॉसिबल, नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके. सो टपल के अंदर पॉसिबल नहीं है, वेयर सेट के अंदर भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. समरी ऑफ पाइथन कलेक्शंस. लिस्ट मेथड अपेंड करो, मतलब कोई भी एलिमेंट बढ़ाना हो तो क्लियर कर दो, पूरी लिस्ट क्लियर कर देता है. देखते हैं अभी. तो ये है हमारी लिस्ट एंड दिस इज 4,5,6, ठीक है. देन प्रिंट करो क्या, L1 डॉट क्लियर. कुछ भी नहीं आया, नन, पूरा क्लियर कर दिया, ठीक है. कॉपी करना है, बिल्कुल कॉपी हो जाता है डिफरेंट मेमोरी लोकेशन पे, इट्स गुड. काउंट, काउंट में क्या हुआ, COUNT, काउंट. काउंट टेक्स एग्जैक्टली 1 आर्ग्यूमेंट, बट हमने तो कुछ दिया ही नहीं. क्या दें बोलो, 4 दे दूँ, 1 4,5 दे दूँ, नहीं. अब समझा मैं. लेट्स सपोज यहाँ पे 4 है. नाउ टेल मी कितनी बार है, 8 टाइम्स है. देखा, चलो ये भी हो गया, काउंट हो गया. एक्सटेंड, एक्सटेंड क्या है, डोंट टेल मी अपेंड जैसा ही है. 44, नोप, दिस इज रॉन्ग. ओके. How about this, print L1 int object is not iterable. Okay, okay. Summary of Python collection. ये एक्सटेंड का समझ में नहीं आया, चैट जीपीटी बताएगी हमें. Certainly, the extend method in Python is used to add elements of an iterable such as list, tuple, or string to the end of the list. Here is an example. Extension को ऐड किया इसने. ओके, पूरा पूरा ऑब्जेक्ट ही करना होता है, मतलब ऐड. जैसे कि अगर मैं यहाँ पे लगा दूँ लिस्ट, कर लेगा, 44 आ गया, ठीक है. अगर मैं लगा दूँ टपल यहाँ पे, तब देखते हैं क्या आता है. अरे एरर, आई न्यू इट. पा पा परा टरा टरा टा. कोमा लगाते आ गया भाई. सेट तो नहीं आएगा, सेट भी आ गया. सीरियसली यार, चलो, this is done, right? And what else? कहाँ था ये रहा। इन्यूमरेट हो गया था भाई, कहाँ गया यार वो, ये रहा, यस, एक्सटेंड हो गया। इंडेक्स, नॉर्मल इंडेक्स आ जाएगा शायद, लेट मी चेक, L1 डॉट इंडेक्स, एंड यहाँ पे मैं डालूँगा 2, तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा, 2 इज़ नॉट इन लिस्ट, ओके, लेट मी एंटर 5, 5 का इंडेक्स आ गया, कूल। 4 का इंडेक्स क्या आएगा, क्योंकि 4 तो मल्टीपल टाइम्स है, 0 0, ओके, पहला वाला आता है, ठीक है, कूल। मैं यहाँ पे लगा दूँ 5, अब बताओ कौन सा आएगा, पहला ही आएगा, तो फिर 1, सॉरी, यस 1 आ गया, ठीक है। ये हो गया इंडेक्स। फिर इंसर्ट, इंसर्ट के अंदर व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंसर्ट, अपेंड, एक्सटेंड? चैट जीपीटी बताइए, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एक्सटेंड, comma, append, comma, कहाँ गई भाई, इंसर्ट, चल जा भाई। ओके, ठीक है, कोई आइटरेबल ऑब्जेक्ट होना चाहिए इसके अंदर। जब भी आपको इनपुट दे रहे हो इसके अंदर, एक्सटेंड के अंदर, तो वहाँ पे क्या होना चाहिए, आइटरेबल ऑब्जेक्ट होना चाहिए। भाई जल्दी लिखे यार, इतना स्लो थोड़े ना कोई होता है। अबे यार इतना कौन स्लो होता है भाई। तू लिखता रहे, मैं तब तो दूसरे क्वेश्चन पे जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है। रिमूव एंड पॉप, ये शायद कल हमने देखा था या फिर मैंने देखा है। पॉप के अंदर पॉप एंड रिमूव, 2 मिनट यार, एक था ट्रंकेट एंड एक था रिमूव, एक था ट्रंकेट एक था डिलीट। ट्रंकेट क्या करता है सीक्वल के अंदर, ट्रंकेट ये करता है कि आपकी पूरी की पूरी टेबल को उड़ा देता है, वेराज डिलीट के साथ में आपको वेयर कंडीशन का यूज़ करना पड़ेगा, एंड इट इज़ गोइंग टू अप्लाई ऑन पर्टिकुलर रिकॉर्ड्स, ठीक है। बट पॉप एंड रिमूव, इसमें क्या डिफरेंस है? जीपीटी कहाँ गया, लिख दिया होगा अब तक तो, नहीं लिखा है यार, बहुत स्लो है। पॉप वर्सेस रिमूव इन पाइथन, generate pop versus remove in Python. The main difference between pop and remove and using the del keyword to delete item from a Python list are their syntax, behavior, and the use case. They are best suited for pop. Removed and return the item at the specified index in the list. If no index is specified, it removes and returns the last item in the list. Okay, index now. ठीक है, तो ये लेगा लोकेशन लेगा दैट पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट के जिसको आपको रिमूव करना है, लिस्ट के अंदर उसकी क्या लोकेशन है वो डाल दो, ठीक है। वेयर एज रिमूव के अंदर आपको एलिमेंट ही डालना पड़ेगा, स्पेसिफाइड वैल्यू ऑफ द लिस्ट व्हेन यू वांट टू रिमूव द फर्स्ट अकरेंस ऑफ एन आइटम। ओके, तो फर्स्ट अकरेंस लेट्स सपोज लिस्ट के अंदर 7 times 5 लिखा हुआ है, बट इट इज गोइंग टू रिमूव जस्ट 1 5. Now here there were 2 2s, now 1 will be removed, so 1 3 2 5 1 3 2 5. Cool, first occurrence will be removed. Okay, now this is done, sorting is done. Yes, count and index, okay, clear copies, same keys from keys, okay, get items keys, yes, same keys, okay, cool. Take a screenshot and find the letter on, that's a homework for you. Okay, चलो आज का सेशन थोड़ा सा छोटा रखेंगे, just 55 minutes, and मिलते हैं फिर कल, ठीक है, एवरी डे 8 PM IST। चलो जी, आज के लिए टाटा बाय बाय, जय सिया राम, हर हर महादेव। दो मिनट यार, चलो करते हैं।